2 Chronicles, chapter 21. And Jehoshaphat lies with his fathers, and is buried with his fathers in the city of David. And his son Jehoram reigns in his stead. And he has brothers, sons of Jehoshaphat, Azariah and Jehiel, and Zechariah and Azariah, and Michael and Shephatiah. All these are sons of Jehoshaphat, king of Israel. And their father gives to them many gifts of silver and of gold, and of precious things, with fortified cities in Judah. And he has given the kingdom to Jehoram, for he is the firstborn. And Jehoram rises up over the kingdom of his father, and strengthens himself, and slays all his brothers with the sword, and also of the heads of Israel. Jehoram is a son of 32 years in his reigning, and he has reigned 8 years in Jerusalem. And he walks in the ways of the kings of Israel, as the house of Ahab did, for a daughter of Ahab has been to him for a wife. And he does evil in the eyes of Yahweh. And Yahweh has not been willing to destroy the house of David for the sake of the covenant that he made with David, and as he had said, to give a lamp to him and to his sons for all the days. In his days Edom has revolted from under the hand of Judah, and they cause a king to reign over them. And Jehoram passes over with his heads, and all the chariots with him. And it comes to pass, he has risen by night, and strikes the Edomites who are coming around against him, and the princes of the chariots. And Edom revolts from under the hand of Judah to this day. Then Libnah revolts at that time from under his hand, because he has forsaken Yahweh, God of his fathers. Also, he has made high places on the mountains of Judah, and caused the inhabitants of Jerusalem to commit whoredom, and compels Judah. And a writing from Elijah the prophet comes to him, saying, Thus said Yahweh, God of your father David, because that you have not walked in the ways of your father Jehoshaphat, and in the ways of Asa, king of Judah, and you walk in the ways of the kings of Israel, and cause Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem to commit whoredom, like the whoredoms of the house of Ahab, and also your brothers, the house of your father, who are better than yourself, you have slain. Behold, Yahweh is striking with a great striking among your people, and among your sons, and among your wives, and among all your goods. And you, with many sicknesses, with disease of your bowels, until your bowels come out by the sickness, day by day. And Yahweh wakes up against Jehoram the spirit of the Philistines, and of the Arabians, who are beside the Cushim. And they come up into Judah, and break into it, and take captive all the substance that is found at the house of the king, and also his sons and his wives. And there has not been left to him a son, except Jehoahaz, the youngest of his sons. And after all this Yahweh has plagued him in his bowels by a disease for which there is no healing. And it comes to pass from days to days, and at the time of the going out of the end of 2 years, his bowels have gone out with his sickness, and he dies of severe diseases, and his people have not made for him a burning like the burning of his fathers. He was a son of 32 years in his reigning, and he has reigned 8 years in Jerusalem, and he goes without desire, and they bury him in the city of David, and not in the graves of the kings.